Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a standard recipe list and completely transforming it into a high-level culinary masterclass. We're zeroing in on the precise execution, elegant presentation, and strict service temperatures of 5 classic hors d'oeuvres. Whether you're hosting a fancy gathering or just, looking to seriously up your culinary game, mastering these small bites is absolutely crucial. Let's get right into it.
Look at this quote for a second. It's a pretty fascinating core philosophy to think about. Cooking the food and balancing those flavors, well, that's your creative art. But plating is a highly precise skill. It's like a giant puzzle requiring geometry, an understanding of color theory, and just a total obsession with detail. And that exact skill is what we're going to nail down today.
This roadmap brilliantly illustrates our tasting menu journey. As you can see, we'll be starting with delicate chilled classics, moving right along to crisp, textured toast, and finishing really strong with a hot, complex fried dish. Every single choice here, literally down to the shape of the toast and the depth of the serving vessel, is entirely intentional.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today's breakdown. We've got 1. The art of good presentation. 2. Chilled classics, seafood and eggs. 3. Crisp bites, canapé and bruschetta. 4. The hot finish with croquettes. And finally, 5. Mastering service details.
Let's dive right into Section 1, the art of good presentation and the baseline rules we absolutely need to establish.
Listen, a beautiful dish relies on these 4 core pillars. First up, uniformity. This is exactly what separates high-end catering from everyday home cooking. I mean, if just one piece is larger than the others, the whole illusion is broken. Garnishes? They aren't just an afterthought. They provide vital color contrast and texture. Then, the plate itself has to act as a clean, elegant canvas. And most importantly, temperature is not a suggestion. It's a strict rule. Serving a cold dish at room temperature totally ruins the experience, for sure.
Moving right along to Section 2, chilled classics featuring seafood and eggs. Let's look at mastering cold service.
Our first cold dish is the legendary prawn cocktail. Now pay close attention to the method here. That fast 3 to 4 minute poach in salted lemon water ensures those 400 grams of prawns are perfectly tender. Overcook them by even a single minute and they become unpleasantly rubbery. Once cooked, they have to be strictly and rapidly chilled to stop the cooking process dead in its tracks. After that, we balance a really rich sauce using mayo, ketchup, cream, and a bright, punchy kick of Tabasco and lemon.
Notice how arranging the prawns right around the rim of a cocktail or martini glass builds this incredible vertical height? It makes this well-chilled dish visually striking. And that base of shredded lettuce isn't just filler, it actually provides a crucial textural bed. The garnishes, a wedge of lemon, a sprig of parsley, a sprinkle of paprika, maybe a cherry tomato, they add necessary pops of yellow, green, and red against the pink sauce. And remember the golden rule here, the temp requirement is strictly cold.
Moving to our second cold dish, the classic deviled egg. This one is literally all about texture, requiring a precise 10 to 12 minute boil. That's the sweet spot. Less time and the yolk is too jammy to mash. More time, you get that unappetizing green ring around the yolk, and nobody wants that. Once halved, the yolks are mashed with 50 grams of mayo, mustard, salt, and pepper to create a velvety filling, which is then carefully piped right back into those delicate whites.
Even though both of these are cold dishes, comparing them side by side brilliantly shows how we use different vessels and arrangements to create visual interest. The prawns just command attention through sheer verticality in glassware, whereas the eggs, they require a strict, symmetrical, flat arrangement to make those yellow yolks really pop against a contrasting green bed of lettuce.
Next up, Section 3, Crisp Bites, covering canapé and bruschetta. Welcome to the art of the toast.
Building a proper canapé is practically an exercise in exactness. That foundational step of trimming the crusts and cutting uniform shapes, that's what elevates a simple piece of bread into a professional hors d'oeuvre. After toasting or shallow frying the bread in butter until crisp, applying a fat barrier, like butter or cream cheese, is absolutely vital. It's literally a waterproof seal protecting your crisp bread from the moisture-rich cucumber and tomato you're placing on top.
And here is the absolute golden rule for toasts. You have to serve them immediately. Even with that butter barrier, the moisture from fresh toppings will inevitably seep downwards. If you let a canapé sit too long, your elegant appetizer turns into a soggy sponge, completely losing that perfect defining crunch.
Now let's contrast that delicate canapé with the more robust bruschetta. First, we slice a baguette diagonally to really maximize the surface area for our toppings.
Once it's brushed with olive oil and toasted golden, we do something wonderful. We rub a raw garlic clove directly onto the hot textured bread. The rough toast basically acts like a micrograter, melting those garlic oils right into the bread without leaving overpowering chunks. Finally, we top it with our seasoned mix of diced tomatoes, basil, olive oil, salt, and pepper.
Check out the contrasting presentation styles here. Canapés demand strict, geometric, uniform rows on a clean platter to look professional. Bruschetta, on the other hand, plays by entirely different rules. It allows for a relaxed, slightly rustic overlap on a wooden board. It feels inviting and a bit more casual, but it's still incredibly intentional.
All right, let's turn up the heat with Section 4, the hot finish, focusing on croquettes and complex heat.
The Pommes Croquette requires some real technical precision. We start by boiling 800 grams of potatoes, mashing them smoothly, and mixing them into a stiff mash. Now, the absolute crucial step here, you have to ensure that stiff mash is cooled completely before shaping. Actually, if you try to fry warm potato mash, your croquettes will literally explode and dissolve right into the hot oil. Once cooled and shaped uniformly, they get coated in maida, egg wash, and 200 grams of breadcrumbs. Then deep fry them at exactly 170 to 180 degrees Celsius to guarantee a perfect golden brown crust without a greasy interior.
When you're plating these croquettes, stacking them in a pyramid doesn't just look cool, it's actually functional thermodynamics. Clustering the items together traps their ambient heat, which is vital because the temperature requirement here is absolute. These must be served strictly hot directly from the fryer. Pair them with accompaniments like garlic aioli to cut through the richness of the fried potato.
To wrap up this explainer, let's synthesize all these guidelines. Section 5. Mastering service details and creating a holistic experience.
This summary table is basically your ultimate cheat sheet. It breaks down the practical yield from our recipes and the exact thermal journey your guests will experience. Notice how a single recipe scales out from 4 distinct prawn cocktail glasses to 16 to 20 individual pieces for the canapés. As a host, knowing exactly how a recipe scales out is the secret to making sure everyone gets a bite and you avoid a host's absolute worst nightmare, running out of food.
Take a look at this beautifully balanced progression visually. We've got 2 cold dishes, 2 room temp or warm dishes, and just 1 hot dish. A menu that's heavily weighted toward hot dishes guarantees the host is trapped in the kitchen, sweating over a fryer at the last minute while everyone else is having fun. This balance ensures an elegant, super manageable flow for both the chef and the guest, moving gracefully from chilled to crisp to hot.
So what does this all mean for you? As you plan your next event, take a step back from just reading recipes and remember, humans eat with their eyes first. How will you apply these strict rules of uniformity, garnishing, and temperature control to elevate your next dinner party? Think about how you can use geometry, color theory, and thermodynamics to transform your recipes into truly unforgettable art. Dive deeper into the science of plating, and your dinner parties will never be the same.